Hi there, this is Natasha. I am a crochet tutor and designer at My Creative Butterfly. I teach crochet through my courses, classes, and patterns not just as a hobby but also as a tool that will help you be more mindful in your day to day life. Welcome to my YouTube channel, and if you like what you learned today, don't forget to like and subscribe. So in today's tutorial, I'll show you how to crochet this pretty miniature sunflower. It is a perfect pattern for fall. So let us see how to crochet this miniature sunflower. Before we begin with the actual tutorial, let me show you the tools and materials that you'll need in order to crochet this sunflower on your own. The first thing is the thread. I'm using a size 40 100% cotton thread. I'm using three colors. Green will be used for the calyx and optional if you want to make leaves, and yellow will be for the petals, and brown I'm using for the center of the sunflower. If you want, you can change the shades of yellow and brown as per your personal preference. With this, you'll need a 0.6 crochet hook. It is a very fine hook. It is suitable for the thread size. With this, you'll need wire cutters. I'm using a 0.3 thin galvanized wire for it is aluminum wire for making the stem of the sunflower. You can use any thin wire that you have lying around. For this, you'll also need floral tape. Make sure that the floral tape is similar to the thread color that you are using. You'll need fabric glue for assembling the sunflower in the end, and a sharp pair of scissors for cutting off the thread when you are done with the flower. If you want to increase or decrease the size of the flower, it is very easy to do. You just need to adjust the thread size. Like here I am using a size 40 thread. If you want to make a smaller flower, you can go for a size 80 or a size 100 thread. If you want to make bigger flower, you can go for size 20 or size 10. Just follow the same exact tutorial, use the same pattern, just change the thread size, and don't forget to change the hook size according to the thread that you are using. If you are using finer thread, then the hook size has to go down. If you are using thicker thread, then the hook size has to go up. You will have to use a bigger hook. So that's about it. This is the material that you will need to make this sunflower. So now let us see how to crochet the actual flower. So we are going to start with the center of the flower. We'll start with the brown thread. The flower is started with a magic ring. So to begin, wrap the yarn 2 times around your index finger like this. Insert the hook under both the loops. Gently remove the loops from your finger. Now this is your magic ring. We'll start working in it. Before we do that, just place a slip stitch to secure it. So here is the magic ring. Now for the center, we'll start with chain 3. This chain 3 will be counted as your first double crochet stitch. Now I'm going to do 11 double crochets in the same magic ring. So including the first chain 3, you'll have a total of 12 double crochet stitches in the first round. So this is 3. Make sure that you don't fray the yarn. The thread has to be, because it is a very fine thread and fine crochet hook, I usually tend to insert the hook in between the strands of the thread so it frays it. So make sure that you don't do that. Let's give it a quick count. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 and 12. 2 3 4. Okay, I'm done with 12. Now to finish the center, just hold the starting tail of thread and pull it tightly to close it like this, and then we'll just do a slip stitch in third of the first chain 3 that we made. Do a slip stitch here to complete the center. So with this, the center of the flower is done. Now we'll start with the petals. For doing the petal, I'm going to use the yellow thread. So in order to attach, I'm not going to tie any knots. Just take the yellow thread pass it through the brown working loop that was there on the hook. Now pull the working tail of the brown thread tightly so that the gap here disappears. Now the yellow thread is attached and it is ready to start work. Now before we start, I'm going to do a slip stitch in the next stitch here with the yellow thread. And now we'll start doing the petals. So for the petal, do chain 2, then a double crochet in the same stitch as we did the previous slip stitch. Now we'll do a picot. So for a picot, do chain 3 and then a slip stitch in these two vertical threads, that is these two vertical bars, the vertical bar of the double crochet and the chain 3 that we made. Insert the hook here like this and do a slip stitch. Now remember, there are a multiple number of different ways for doing a picot, so you can use any method that you prefer. This is the one that I prefer. Now to finish the petal, do chain 2 again and a slip stitch in the same place as we did the previous double crochet. Now in the next stitch again we are going to do the same petal. This is your first petal. You'll just keep on repeating this same pattern 11 more times till you have total 12 petals all around the center of the flower. So for the second petal, and this pattern is going to be repeated for each and every petal. So we'll do a slip stitch in the next stitch, then chain 2, then a double crochet in the same stitch, then chain 3 and finish the picot. Then again chain 2 and a slip stitch in the same stitch. Repeat the same thing, slip stitch in the next stitch, chain 2, double crochet, chain 3, finish the picot, again chain 2 and a slip stitch in the same stitch. So like this, keep on repeating all the way around till you have a total of 12 petals. So here I am done with almost all the petals. Let me do the last one. Same way, slip stitch, then chain 2, then a double crochet in the same stitch, chain 3 and a slip stitch at the base of the chain 3, chain 2 and a slip stitch in the same stitch as we did the last double crochet. So with this we are done with our sunflower. To finish it off, I'll just do a slip stitch at the base of the first petal here. Now we are just going to cut off the thread. So cut the yellow thread as well as the brown thread. Pull the loop through and I'm just going to pass this end of the thread to the back of the flower so that it is easier for us to finish it. So now to finish it, I'm not going to weave in any ends. Just hold the brown and the yellow threads separately and tie 2 square knots at the back. When we are going to assemble it, this knot is going to be concealed in the flower head. So I'll just cut it off close like this and the flower head is complete. Now let us see how to do the calyx. So calyx will be done same as we did the center of the flower. So take the green thread, do a magic ring. So wrap the yarn 2 times around your index finger like this. Insert the hook under both the loops. Gently remove the loops from your finger. Place a slip stitch in the magic ring to secure it. Do chain 3 first and then 11 double crochets in the same magic ring. Keep counting. You just need to do 11 double crochet stitches in the same magic ring, and that will complete a green circle that will form the calyx of your flower. Make sure that the stitches are nice and even and keep the stitch count accurate. So here I am done with all 12 stitches. Now we'll just finish it off the same way as we did for the center. Pull this thread tightly so that the gap disappears. Then do a slip stitch in third of the first chain 3 that we made. And here your calyx is complete. Now to finish it off, we'll do the same thing. Just cut off the thread and we'll just pass it a few times through the stitches so that it goes towards the center of the circle. We don't want it on the edge, like this. And then do the same thing as you did for the tails of the flower. Just tie a square knot, 1 or 2 knots to secure the ends, like this, and then just cut it off. So your calyx is also ready. Now let us see how to assemble it. So for assembly, we are going to start with the wire. So take a slightly long, we'll cut off the extra wire later on. Just take around 5 to 6 inch long wire. Now on one of the tips, I'm just going to do a spiral here. So take any thin piece of chopstick or toothpick or something like that. Wrap it 2 or 3 times around it like this so that you have a spring kind of a formation on the top. Then just fold it like this. Now this will help for the wire to be, this will help with the wire so that it is secure in the flower head and it does not slip off. Now I'm just going to pass it through the center of the calyx here like this. So here this is ready. Now take the fabric glue and put a nice drop of glue here on the wire as well as on the calyx. Now take the flower head and gently paste it on the calyx. Press it firmly. Don't worry about the fabric glue, it dries transparent so it won't be visible, just like this. So here your flower is assembled. Now the last thing remaining is to wrap the floral tape around it. So take the floral tape, stretch it a little to activate the glue. Take your flower and start winding the floral tape right at the base of the flower. Make sure that you don't leave any wire visible there, otherwise the silver wire will be visible and it will look untidy. It might take a few attempts because it is a very small flower and very thin wire. Just wrap it like this. Once done, just tear it off. Don't cut off the tape, tear it off because that gives a nicer finish to it. There. Now I'm just going to cut off the extra wire that I have here. Right. So here your flower is done. Just shape the stem a little to give it a more natural look. So here we are done with the flower. You can make as many as you want and use it for any kind of decorations. I hope that you enjoyed the tutorial. If you liked what you learned today, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. If you have any questions, feel free to ask them in the comments. I'll be more than happy to help. So thank you so much for watching. Happy crocheting. Bye bye.